Yo, my dudes, what's going on? David here, and welcome to another reaction. This episode, we are diving into Modern Family Season 1, Episode 2, called The Bicycle Thief. Hopefully, you've been enjoying the series. Hopefully, you're having a lovely day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Head on over to Patreon for the full, uncut, unedited reactions over there. Episodes extra early over there as well. But with that being said, I laughed too much in the first one. Probably going to laugh too much in this one. Cover of the episode is literally Phil. Phil is too funny. Fucked my life. Buckle your seatbelts. That's right.
What's the key to being a great dad? That's a tough one.
Giving them the freedom to be whatever they want to be.
Right, exactly.
Whether that's a painter, a poet, a pilot, a president,
And for us,
of
what
a
we're gonna
company, or of a country.
You're not gonna let Mitchell talk?
Well, be their buddy
That's your answer?
and stay in school.
No.
And don't do drugs.
No.
Just give me the
Oh,
answer.
God.
Now, who is coconuts enough to divorce you?
We gotta go. But we'll see you around.
Well, we'll have to have you over sometime.
I'd love it.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. She's awesome.
No, we are never having her over. Her charity slept with two dads from the school.
There's not with it.
That's horrible.
There's not with it.
My son has been
Oh
riding his
my
sister's
God.
old bike.
Until he's responsible enough to take care of his own bike. Look, he spilled a soda on my computer. He ruined our digital camera taking pictures of himself underwater.
It's a girl's bike. I'm all for teaching him a lesson, but I worry about the ridicule he might get from some loudmouth bully.
Hey, nice bike, Sally.
Sometimes a man's got to put his foot down and do what a man's got to do. And if the old lady don't like it, honey, that's too damn bad.
Yes. Who's excited?
He had to make sure she wasn't around.
We're gonna be late.
It's a toddler play class, not a flight to Cabo. Change your shirt. Fine. You know what? I'll just go put on a pair of khakis, maybe a polo shirt, and everybody will think we're a couple straight golfing buddies who just decided to have a kid together.
Cameron.
Hey, I called that place in Napa and got us upgraded to a villa with a hot tub.
So listen, buddy.
The mongoose.
Certain members of this family don't think you can take care of this bad boy.
You mean Mom?
Your words, not mine. Look, your mom and I are a team.
So let's do this.
Okay, but I need to be done by 3. That's when my dad's picking me up.
Hey, if we're not done by 3, I'm gonna tie a noose on this thing.
In Colombia, there's a saying. If you have two stubborn burros that don't like each other, you tie them to the same cart. The ceiling fan is the cart.
Well, we
10
know the
minutes
bicycle
after
thief.
making a promise to me, he leaves his bike unlocked. All I can hear is Claire's voice in my head. He's not responsible. You never should have given him a bike.
Why do I feel like he's gonna steal this bike
know.
and it's not even his kid's
You pretty
bike?
good, Claire. So I decided to teach him a lesson and let him think
I got
his
this
bike
gut
was
feeling
stolen.
it's not
I know
his.
that sounds kind of rough, but sometimes it's a dad's job to be the tough guy.
Excuse me. Thank you. On your left. My left. You're right.
I'm Cameron, and I'm currently not working, which gives me more time to grill and shoot baskets. And this is Lily.
Okay, we're gonna start with the hello
Cameron's
dance,
so
and then we're
uncomfortable
gonna
right
move
now.
on to blocks and finger painting.
No, but see, a lot of these other kids, they're grabbing. I just
Yo, that's every parent's
Lily,
like
look at
nightmare.
the block, huh? Grab the block, Lily. Grab the
Dances
H.
in Lily.
Okay, I got this.
Cam,
Yes,
Cam's
I know.
got it.
Tamp down my natural gifts and dance like a straight guy.
No stopping your own butt.
But that's how I make my horsey go.
Hey, straight man.
That was very good.
I feel dirty.
No, not her.
Hi, this is really embarrassing, but I locked myself out of my house.
Oh, I do that all the time. Don't be embarrassed.
I was hoping you could help me. There's a window open, but I can't reach it. Would you mind?
Am I attracted to her? Yes. Would I ever act on it? No, no way. Not while my wife is still alive.
God, Phil.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
Oh, somebody stole the
Bike's
bike.
gone.
Oh, no. Can I help you find
That's all
it?
right. Thank you.
Okay.
No.
Thank you.
Any chance I could get a break on this one? I can throw in a bell.
Deal.
For $5.
No, sir.
So you want to go for the insurance this time, or is it still for suckers?
Got me again. Well played, my lord. I will take some insurance. Thank you.
What's going on in there?
I still don't think that bike was stolen.
That's not step 4.
Don't worry about it.
Well, it says right here that you
That's
should.
worrying about it.
So, what happened after I took off? Anything you want to share with me?
Not really.
So, if I went out to the garage, take a picture for a scrapbook, there'd be no surprises?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I just made a mistake.
Yeah, a big mistake. You're making me look really bad here. I told Mom you were ready for this.
It's just a scratch, Dad.
That's not the point, Luke. What?
I scratched it on my way into the driveway. I'm sorry.
Oh, the car?
It's not stolen? Who would steal a bike? Those are thieves. You sit there and think about the scratch part. That's not good either. You're gonna fix that step.
Oh,
So don't
jeez.
scratch anything while I'm gone, unless it itches. That's different. The good news is Luke has his bike. More good news.
Oh,
I
Phil.
taught some random kid a valuable lesson by stealing his bike.
Just get me to wine country. Just get me to wine country.
I think my arm is broken.
Relax, it's
Okay.
not broken.
How do you know? You don't know anything. You have no concern for safety.
Because it didn't hit you that hard.
Why don't you just say it? You don't want me around.
You know what, right now, I don't.
I don't want to be with you either. I want to go wait for my dad.
Oh, but if you leave, how will I ever finish?
You know what? I wish you never married my mom.
I found your bike.
Oh, good. You at the gas station?
No, at my house. One of my neighbors saw it and put it in my garage when you were in my bedroom, so.
Classic me.
See, like he did. You gotta do that. You gotta grab it like him.
Seen any movies lately?
Yeah, you know, my husband and I just rented Mamma Mia, which I liked, but I don't know that Meryl Streep was the right choice. What did you think?
Ooh, he did not like
Excuse
that.
me. Meryl Streep could play Batman and be the right choice. She's perfection. Whether she's divorcing Kramer, whether she's wearing Prada. Don't even get me started on
God.
Sophie's Choice.
Grab the block, sweetheart. You're not even interested in it.
Is Henry stacking? Good job, Henry. Good job.
Oh, this is like the worst thing that can happen. Mitchell, you gonna knock him over? Oh.
X, Y, and Z.
Mitchell
Oh,
played dirty.
Lily. Oh, not so high.
Would you like a videotape?
You know, I don't know if I can actually get her to do it again. So.
Well, we tape all of our classes. We don't like parents bringing cameras in. It keeps them out of the moment.
That's super.
Oh, look who's here! Anton and Scott!
Sorry we're late.
Oh, don't look at me. The eye candy here can't leave the house without spending 20 minutes in front of the
Oh
mirror.
my God.
Are you kidding me?
Cameron's
I am
pissed.
so
They're late.
sorry. Look at those queens. I would have killed with this crowd, but you had to clip my wings, which used to be the wind beneath. I know. I'm sorry. This class has turned me into a complete monster. I'll make it up to you. Let's just go.
Fucking Cameron, dude. Look at Cameron.
Oh, I think I hurt myself.
Sometimes they don't. You gotta hang in there. Because when all is said and done, 90% of being a dad, just showing up.
Hey. Okay. Okay.
This is my bike!
Oh, I don't,
Run.
well,
Run.
give it back!
Alrighty, that is season 1, episode 2 of Modern Family, and yet again, we're in here with a banger, another solid 9. Awesome, awesome, awesome. God, it's almost like, all right, so Phil's my favorite. Phil's my favorite, and even though Phil excelled like he normally does, Cameron stole the show for me in this episode. Holy crap. So prior to recording this, me and my brother, we were going through, I guess he was just showing me like how popular this show once was, how great of a show it, you know, it won so many awards back to back to back. even when it came to like supporting actors, I guess, all of them were competing against each other most of the time as far as nominations go. It's crazy, and you can see it, dude. Everyone freaking delivers on a high level. The families themselves and individual little families is so much fun. It's amazing. There's, they never skip a beat. Whenever you're following any of the stories, it usually is knocking it out of the park. It's usually something really funny. And then like I like that the overarching story somehow gelled together at the end with the final. They ask you, or in the beginning they were asking what makes a dad a good dad or something along those lines. And so the fact that we saw this episode and then at the end we got the answer, I just like it. It's just done so well. It's done so perfectly well. So much to dive into per usual. Obviously we have the three different families. Three different families within one big family. Jay and Gloria. We have Mitchell and Cameron, and then we have Claire and Phil, and then obviously all of their children. And it is just pure gold almost every time anyone is on the screen. Anyone is on the screen. You know what I mean? It's like you're gonna laugh. You're gonna freaking. That's why I was nervous, because like I'm like, oh, I really don't want to laugh too much today. And then I hopped into this thing and it was just like, here it comes. I knew once Phil was on the cover, it was gonna be another funny one. So basically the story between Jay, Gloria, and Manny is that obviously Jay and Gloria are together. They got married. Jay is obviously not Manny's dad. Manny is supposed to go with his dad to Disneyland. And throughout the day, they're building this fan, and Manny is basically telling Jay the whole time how wonderful his dad is. His dad is basically the Superman, the greatest, father a child could ask for. And just throughout, it's just so much like funny going back and forth between the two of them, Jay and Manny. And then Gloria is so Colombian. It's crazy. Like, she is so, her heritage, she is so, it's crazy. But at one point in time, not watching the show, it almost annoyed me, because I was like, man, there's no way her accent is that strong. I still think to a degree she obviously emphasizes it, but no, she's actually really good. She caught me by surprise. I enjoy her with Jay a lot, obviously with Manny as well. But basically the whole time Jay and Manny are trying to put together this fan, and Manny's reading the instructions, and Jay is just like skipping steps. The typical dad thing to do: skip some steps, forget reading the warning signs or all those good stuff. Like, let's just get this thing over with. And so Jay's just trying his best to just finish this fan, because Gloria said that it needs to be done before Manny leaves with his dad. And so they're doing that. Jay obviously is upset that he's stuck doing that. One of the pieces from the fan falls and hits Manny in the arm. Manny obviously overreacts, says his arm is broken. They get into like a little dispute. Nasty things were said between both of them. Manny then goes outside and sits on the curb. Jay goes over to him to break him the bad news that his father isn't coming. And, Jay did the cool thing and scratched the plans of them going to like whatever they're doing, the wine tasting or whatever, the winery. I forgot what he called it, but they were going to go do that, him and Gloria, and they canceled that and they took Manny to Disneyland, which was perfect. That's the best thing you can do, is put your child first. And so even though it's not Jay's son, the fact that, he's married to Manny's mom, you gotta think in the kid first. And so I'm glad they did that. That was a cool story. The Claire and Phil story was that they were taking Luke out to, ride his bike, but he doesn't have his own bike. He's using his sister's bike. and they literally taped black tape over the flowers. They kept the basket on it for whatever reason. So basically, Claire's reasoning for it is that Luke he hasn't shown responsibility to have his own bike yet. I guess he's careless and leaves his bike around and just things like that. So she's just trying to make sure that he's responsible enough to take care of his bike. And so, as they're casually riding their bike through the neighborhood, they run into a new neighbor. Clear as day, she is just trouble. You can tell. Got the low cut little training bra on while she's jogging, which is fine. But like the second Phil sees her, I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. And I knew she was gonna egg it on. I knew she was gonna continue with that. And so Claire was like, nah, not feeling this girl. We're not going to be hanging out or going to any of her little get-togethers. And Phil, for the most part, was okay with it at first. He then goes, as I spit, and buys Luke a new bike because Jay made fun of him when they were riding around the neighborhood. And he gets him this new bike. He then lets him ride his bike from the store home. Don't know how far the house is from the store. But no, you're not riding by yourself. And so basically Phil catches up to a bike that looks the same as Luke's and thinks it's not, or he thinks it's Luke's. And so he gets mad, not mad, but like in the sense, like, I'm going to show him a lesson. He hops on the bike, rides the bike. We then later, the neighbor acts like she could have been locked out, but she like purposely set it all up like she was locked out of her house. He goes through the window. Obviously, he said that her room smelled like lotions and perfumes, so she knew what she was doing. He helps her out. The bike is gone when he comes back outside. He then runs home. No, he runs to the store to buy another one. The store clerk was like making fun of him for, you didn't get the insurance. You didn't, you know what I mean? It's all a joke now, right? And so basically he, buys a new bike, goes to prove it to Luke, like, hey, you can't, be making me and your mom look bad for thinking you're responsible enough. Luke plays it off like he knows what he's talking about. And then he's like, oh no, it's just a small scratch. And he's like, wait, what do you mean small scratch? And so basically he never lost the bike. He never, he didn't stop at someone else's bike. So Phil goes to return it to the location where he stole it from. There was some subtle like neighbor, Claire, Phil story after that. But then basically Phil goes to return it towards the end. And the kid and his friend see Phil, and Phil just starts booking it the other way. Just funniness as always. And then Cameron and Mitchell, by far Cameron is awesome. So funny in this episode. He basically, they're going to this toddler, I don't know, it's like a toddler play, get together, whatever. And he is so, it's crazy because like obviously the real actor isn't, Mitchell is, I've heard. Mitchell is, in real life gay, and then Cameron isn't. But then like he portrays a gay man so well that he gets nominated all the time. But he's so flamboyant at times. He's so about, what he is that it's so funny to me. It's crazy. And then so he basically wants to be himself when he goes to this toddler thing, and Mitchell is just like, don't do that. Mitchell does not want that. He just wants to go and make sure Lily has a good time and do activities with Lily. And then Cameron gets so upset, but then he goes or whatever. He's acting like a straight man the whole time, does like a casual, boring dance, everything. And then right towards the end, some flamboyant couple comes in, and they are just, they're late. Mitchell said, we can't be late. We don't want to be that. They were gay. Mitchell also didn't want to be the gay late guys coming in. And so the fact that they came in and they stole the show, and the women loved that they, came and everything. Cameron was just like, oh my God. Like, he was so pissed off. But he kept it in. He kept his composure. Then the song came on and he just started. He's like, you know what? I'm doing it. He starts dancing or whatever. Then he hurts himself. Just so funny, so pure. I say this about a lot of the comedies I've been watching. It's just they're so unique in all of their different ways that they're so much fun to watch. I enjoy the show a lot already. I'm 2 episodes in. Hopefully, it keeps going in this route. I don't see it going any other way. Again, it was nominated so many times for a reason, and I don't blame it. I'm 2 episodes in, and I'm loving it. I'm pretty sure I gave the first episode a 9. I know it wasn't any lower than a 9. I'm giving this episode another 9, so hopefully you enjoyed the reaction. Hopefully you enjoyed the review portion of it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Head on over to Patreon for the full, uncut, unedited reactions over there. Episodes extra early over there as well. But with that being said, I'm going to head out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Peace, guys.